What's up, Pirate Nation? I'm your host, David Heim, and welcome to a very special edition of Hall Talk. It's our women's basketball season preview episode. I'll be joined later on in the show by Coach Tony Bozzella as he enters the second season of his tenure here with the Pirates. We'll try to get him to come back on our panel at the end of the show. This is Hall Talk. This team needs to show me something for me to believe that they're going to make a run in the tournament.
I think they can have a chance of going over 35 wins without a problem.
Just stepping up from the 4 points to the 17. She's just dropping threes like there's no tomorrow.
But chemistry is an underrated key in college basketball.
That was by far the best game I've seen them play.
This is Hall Talk, and that's how the chalk talks.
Welcome back, and tonight I'm joined alongside Aaron Ross and Chris Pierre-Louis. Guys, thanks for coming on. Big episode tonight.
Absolutely. Special episode tonight, Dave.
Let's start things off. A little special segment we're going to have for you guys tonight. Key players for the Lady Pirates in year two of Tony Bozzella era here in South Orange. Aaron, I'll start with you. Who's a key player for the Pirates this season?
I'll tell you, I got two real key players here for the backcourt. You got Tabitha Richardson-Smith. She's going to be shooting like there's no tomorrow. That's what she does. Draining threes all day long. And then we got the phenomenal floor general, Dee Simmons.
Right, draining threes like there's no tomorrow, just like in that intro.
Gotta have it.
Chris?
When you talk about key players on this team that people don't seem to mention often, Janae Johnson, Brashea Ali, top 20 in the country last year in rebounds. In the country. Unbelievable. Just look at her game against Princeton last year, what she did in WNIT. Phenomenal. And there are some questions in the front court this year, guys. So they're going to need two veteran players to step it up, and they're going to need consistency down there.
Right, there is a lot of questions in that front court. Some departures that will not be back with the Pirates this season, but they do make up for it in that backcourt. I'm going to bring up Khadijah Simmons and Daisha Simmons. How important are they going to be for Tony Bozzella and the coaching staff this season?
Well, they're going to be huge. I mean, Dee Simmons speaks for herself. She's been here. She's a veteran leader for the team. The general, like I said before, she runs the team. She knows what they're all doing. Everyone listens to her, and she can control a basketball game with their fast-paced game and get up and down the court and dish it to whoever.
And when you talk about Daisha Simmons, you just add another piece that could go along well with Tabitha Richardson and well with Dee Simmons. Just another floor general, just in case Dee's in foul trouble or anything like that, and you have just another option to score. Whenever you have so many talented pieces, to score the basketball, you never have a real issue.
Talk about leadership on this team. In your eyes, who is the leader of this team? You get a lady like Khadijah Simmons, Daisha Simmons coming over from Alabama. She's got a ton of experience over there, playing at Rutgers also in her freshman year. Tabitha Richardson-Smith is another name. Who is the leader on this team for you guys?
I got to go with Dee Simmons. I mean, she's been here forever. The local girl, too, from Newark. Daisha Simmons also, I mean, she's local, too. She's got all that experience, but since Dee's been around with the same team for so long, she's crucial to the team. She is the overall leader.
Well, absolutely. I can't disagree with that.
Gotcha.
Obviously, potential Big East Player of the Year in Dee Simmons. But when you talk about this Pirates team, there are 3 graduate players and so many veterans on this team. I mean, really, can you name another team with 3 graduate players? It's hard to find out there. I think, yes, there'll be, Dee is the overall leader, but I think leadership by committee with so many veteran players.
There's a lot of leadership on this team. Real quick, talk about Tabitha Richardson-Smith a little earlier. She had a monster season for the Pirates last year.
Breakout year.
Does that continue this year for the Pirates? Is there a little bit of a drop-off as expected, or what's your expectations from Tab this year?
I said my expectations for her, she's going to keep flowing just like last year. It'll be a little tougher since she'd be more on the radar for teams now coming into the year. But I think she's still out there. She's definitely gotten better over the offseason, too. She's going to be shooting.
Well, when you say more on the radar, I would agree with you if the team didn't make so many additions. But because there are so many additions on this team, I think she'll still be able to get some open threes in the corner. There'll still be some options for her to move around. I think she'll be able to produce, but she's got to be more able to help this team on the defensive end, and that'll be the key. This team can score, but what can they do on the defensive end?
Exactly.
There's a ton of hype for the Pirates this season. Last year exceeded a ton of expectations making the NITs. We'll see if that can continue in year two of Tony Bozzella's tenure here with the Pirates. We're going to take a quick break. Speaking of Tony Bozzella, I go one-on-one with him right after this.
Dave, are you ready? Where's Aaron? Where's anybody?
she wasn't ready! Welcome back to Hall Talk, and I have the pleasure of being joined here by second-year head coach of the Seton Hall women's basketball team, head coach Tony Bozzella. Coach Bozzella, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Coach, last year you come in, why not Seton Hall? That's the motto. Guys totally flew under the radar and then some, earning an NIT bid. What is the focus in year two? How are you guys going to build off of that season?
Well, clearly the expectations are higher. Actually, we have expectations this year. Not amongst us, but other people have expectations for us. We always had high expectations for ourselves. I think that's part of the reason we actually had success last year. The expectations are, for us to do well, to improve, to get better, but to make the NCAA tournament. I mean, we have a talented bunch of young ladies on our team. They are driven. They have a lot of different weapons in our team, and we're looking forward to the opportunity of playing a challenging schedule.
Now, one thing that sticks out with this team is the depth in the backcourt, and you guys have built a very formidable backcourt now with the introduction of Daisha Simmons to Khadijah Simmons. Can you talk about what those two are going to bring to the table for you guys this season?
Well, certainly experience. They're both fifth-year seniors. They have experience of playing together from AAU and when they were playing in high school. They're both tremendous guards. They can do a lot of different things each. Didi can, set Daisha up. Daisha can set Didi up, and they can set the rest of their teammates up. But they can also knock down the three, break a press, defend tremendously. So I think they give us a little of everything. Daisha especially is probably the best defensive on-the-ball guard I've coached in 23 years. And, certainly Didi is just a all-around tremendous player.
And I'm sure after that whole dispute with the University of Alabama, it's nice to finally get her on the court.
Absolutely.
And focus on playing basketball.
Before I came here, I was joking with her. They were in our lounge. They were just hanging out, a bunch of the kids. And I said, Daisha, you better get me at least 8 a game this year. She's like, Coach, 8 a game? I go, all right, a half. But no, she's like, whatever I got to do to win. And that's what I love about, the kids this year. It's whatever we need to do to win the game. I need 8, I need 28, whatever it may be with all the kids, they're going to do whatever it takes.
Now, another transfer that's coming into the program, Tiffany Jones. What is she going to bring to the table for this team this year? How are you going to implement her into the game plan?
It's a great question. We're still trying to figure that out, in all honesty. She's such a unique player. She's got great length, close to 6'3". She blocks shots. She rebounds the ball. She can shoot the three. She's just trying to get into her rhythm and into her groove. So right now she's not playing to her level part of it's because of me, because I don't really know where to put her because she's such a unique player. But we're going to figure that out, and as we figure it out, and what you see in Tiffany in November is certainly not the Tiffany you're going to see in December, then January, then February, and certainly March.
What expectations do you have? Certainly a huge part of the team last year, Tabitha Richardson-Smith. What expectations do you have from her this year with how successful she was last year, this year coming back? What expectations do you have for her?
Well, I think last year she was a tremendous offensive player. There's no doubt. And while she led the Big East in steals, her defense wasn't where it needed to be. That has changed tremendously. She's a tremendous defender. She's gotten so much better with Daisha and Didi and her in the backcourt. Not only offensively are we going to be great, but defensively now. I need Tab to rebound the ball more, be more aggressive in terms of driving the ball to the basket, which she's done a great job. Finishing at the rim, she's so much stronger because of our assistant coach, Coach Carr, and our strength and conditioning coach. And I just think, she's such more of a complete player. And that's what we need out of her if we want to be an elite team. If she just wants to chuck up threes and score 15 to 20 a game, it's okay, but she's not that anymore. She defends, she rebounds, she takes the ball to the basket. She's really become a very good all-around player.
Now, Coach, as a father, what does it mean to have your daughter now on the team? What are some feelings going through your mind there this season, having her on the bench as a walk-on? Just comment on that.
We're very close, and I'm sure most father and daughters are, but we really are. Sam has traveled with me through recruiting from when she could barely walk to everything, and she's a very good student of the game. And, clearly she's not talent level of this level, but she certainly understands the game as well as anyone I've coached. She does the best she can, and she's a great example for the rest of the players because she's always trying her best. And to the players' credit, they have taken her in with open arms and made her feel very comfortable, which is something I was concerned about because, she's not of their level, maybe basketball-wise, but you know what? She's going to give it all, do her best. If she's open, she's going to knock down a three, and I think those are important things. But most of all, it's just great to see her every day, and have my other children, my players, accept her. And that really means a lot to me.
All right, there you have it, Coach. We're going to take a quick break, but we're not done with you yet. How do you feel about coming on to our panel with Aaron and Chris, a little rapid-fire game?
Can't wait. Let's bring it on.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Come on back. This is Hall Talk.
All right, so you've got about a 6-foot putt here. The wind's breaking a little bit to the left, but don't put too much mustard on it or else you'll end up in the sand trap.
We got to avoid the drink on the left there, too.
Yeah, don't worry. You got this. Just stay accurate, straightforward. The wind won't get in your way too much.
See what we got.
Yes, sir.
It's been an honor.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, boys.
Welcome back. I am rejoined by Aaron Ross and Chris Pierre-Louis for our panel discussion, and we are lucky enough to have women's head coach Tony Bozzella join us for our panel discussion. Guys, we're going to play a little game here that we like playing on Hall Talk, our rapid-fire discussion. So let's get some time on the clock.
Sounds good.
Coach, you ready?
I'm ready to go. Here we go.
All right, let's start it off. Favorite TV show?
Seinfeld.
We got Halloween right around the corner. What's your go-to costume?
A ghost.
Coach, what's your favorite late-night snack?
Oh, I have so many, but I really like pound cake, and I used Wise potato chips.
Any pregame rituals or superstitions?
Pray and pray again. No, but I try and actually wear my the lapel pin on the same side each time, and I always tap my assistant coach on the leg before the game starts.
Like it.
Coach, favorite music?
I like a lot of different types of music. Being a little older than all you guys, it's a little difficult. But I like the last '70s and but a little of everything. Our players get me into every type of thing, but more '70s for me.
What's your most memorable moment here at Seton Hall, student or coach?
Student was the first time I actually met my wife, who I didn't obviously know, and we sat down and we. At a party, it was a big party in the dorms and everything, and there was a Sports Illustrated that had Mike Schmidt on the cover, and she's like, "Oh, do you know this guy plays for the Phillies?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, he's third baseman." She's like, "He's one of the better power hitters in the game," and I'll just never forget that. I'm like, "Wow, this girl really knows her sports." So that was my most memorable moment.
So aside from your coaching career, what is your favorite sports moment?
I was at '86 when the Mets won the World Series in Game 7. Oh. And that was really great, and that was really exciting. And last year I was at the Ranger game when they won in the overtime in the playoffs against the Canadians, and I was with my son and my wife and my assistant, and that was just a moment I won't forget.
It's unforgettable.
No.
Coach, what is the best advice any other coach has given to you?
Just be yourself. Understand you're dealing with young people, 18 and 22, and try and stay positive. There's so many negatives that we can dwell on, but let's dwell on the positives and always try and find the positives.
Coach, we have time for one more question.
Yep.
Favorite NBA or WNBA team?
No, NBA, I grew up as a New Yorker. I grew up around the Knicks. They shared the ball. They did a lot of great things. I'm a big Knick guy, and ultimately they struggled, but I think they were on the right course. So for me, it's the New York Knickerbockers.
All right, good job, Coach.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Coach.
For coming.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank Coach Tony Bozzella for joining us this evening on Hall Talk. For Coach Tony Bozzella, Chris Pierre-Louis, and Aaron Ross, I'm David Heim. We thank you for joining us this evening and encourage you to tune in next week where we will highlight the men's basketball season preview. This is Hall Talk.